Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Wake Up Talk. We are finally here after many attempts and lots of technical difficulties. We can finally get into the show. Without further ado, this is our guest host here, Tiffany.
Hi, my name is Tiffany. I am 27 years old and I am from Ontario. I am really excited to discuss and converse and just bring some love and light.
Okay, Tiffany, thank you for joining me for our very first episode of the Wake Up Talk. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I know we had this conversation before the chat, but we should let the viewers know how we're doing.
Yeah, good. It's a beautiful sunny day.
Yes, I've honestly since I think it was Friday, I've been hoping, I'm like, spring, just hurry up and start.
Yeah.
And this kind of feels like the closest thing to it today.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, let's get into the current energies here. Positive spirit guides and ancestors, I welcome you to the space. Please allow for the messages that our viewers need to hear to come through. Show me the current energies, please. Okay, so the current energies right now, it's coming across as going the distance. So this has a lot to do with, honestly, like, if there's a goal or a task that we've started with, to continue to kind of like strive at it, even if there's moments where it feels hard to obtain, or I'm getting like a little bit difficult, or like sometimes we lose our drive, but still have, or we lose our passion sometimes, but still feel like, okay, but I want to do this, so I don't know. But this is the call here from Spirit to continue to go forward regardless. A good example would be this talk show. Honestly, there were many times where I felt like I don't like, this is too much. How am I going to figure out the tech and find people to speak on it? And it seemed very heavy here.
Yeah.
But I felt like today was perfect. Say again?
Perseverance is key.
Honestly, yes, that's the call right now. To just continue to keep going forward. One thing that I've seen you actually be very perseverant with, that is truly inspiring, is actually your your persistence, your consistency with going to the gym. Actually,
That's so funny. I literally just pulled up to the gym. So.
Okay, yes, you see a workout session after this. Exactly. Spirit, where are we coming from, please? Okay, so it's this place of like self. This is interesting. So it's like we maybe could have it's almost like falling short because you want to avoid failing. So it feels like this place of self-love with soulmates coming out. Have you ever been in a situation like that where it's kind of like, okay, like, yes, I'm working towards my goal here, but I don't know, it feels like if I fail, it would hurt almost more than if I achieved it. So it's almost like pulling back is what I'm getting from this. Have you been there before?
I feel like, yeah. Sometimes I don't know, it's like a scary place, so you don't know what to do next, and sometimes you think nothing is
Yeah,
the
honestly.
best thing to do, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, it feels like, you know what, I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, the best thing to do is just drop it. I get that. It seems like the best thing to do, but even like the going the distance here, Spirit's saying like always keep pushing, but like, yeah, sometimes that's what it feels like.
Because it's scary.
Exactly. It's almost like the fear of success because of the fear of failure. Okay, so the natural flow of this energy is Spirit saying it's like, yes, right now are we good? Little minor technical difficulties. We're good though. We're gonna continue going. But it's kind of bringing us towards this place of like being closer and like deeper connected with our inner thoughts, with our mind here, with this thinker card coming up. Tiffany, did we lose you?
No, I'm still here.
Okay. There was like a squeak, and I'm like, are you okay? Are you good?
I know, I'm sorry.
It's all good. Yeah, but it's like this deeper place of like kind of like content. Like, I feel like this is honestly coming across as a deeper way of thinking about your goals, about your tasks here. Like, instead of seeing it as something that is very very challenging and hard to deal with. It is something that we can continue to like strive towards, even though we know that there's going to be difficulties within it. So it's almost like that idea of always working towards the end goal regardless of how the current feels, but still appreciating the current here.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate the journey.
Yes, exactly. It's almost it reminds me of that one universal law about what goes up must come down. And it kind of feels like we can apply that into the situation in the sense that it's like, okay, yes, where there are going to be moments of success, but in order, and this is a law, in order for there to be success, there has to be like down points. So even though like business may sometimes feel like it's going up, or your craft may feel like it's going up, schoolwork, shifts at work, all of the above feel like they're going well, but like in order for you to like really experience like true satisfaction, you also have to have those dips. It has to be like a wave. That's that unfortunate balance that the sixth dimension brings to our third. Spirit, show me the advice, please, with this energy of perseverance, of going forward. Ooh. I hit one of the lights with my head just now. The advice, the advice here is honestly to reconnect with your worth here, because like yes, it could feel like oh, I love me. It's time for like, it's really good idea to like take a step back, rest, and not, I shouldn't say rest. Rest, you should always rest, but take a step back and honestly quit at this thing before I fail. Like it's almost like rejecting something before it rejects you, and honestly it looks like it's going well here. Spirit's saying the way to get out of that is to see your worth, see that you're worthy of these goals. Understand that even when there's challenges and trials and tribulations that come your way, you are worthy of the end goal, the end product here. So unfortunately, that does mean that we're worthy of the challenges, meaning that we're able to take them on, able to defeat them. That's kind of how I feel. Like we don't receive any challenges in lives that we can't overcome. It's just kind of like getting to that state of mind when we're in them.
For sure. And it's like every time you get through something, you look back at it and it was like, yeah, that was like really kind of crappy, but like I did it and it was fine. But when you're in it sometimes...
Yeah.
You're like, what am I going to do? This is the worst thing that's happened to me ever.
Yes. There's been so many times where it's felt like I had to look back and been like, we've been in worse places than this.
Yeah,
or it's like every time we survive. Say again?
It's hard to see that. I said, but it's like when you're presently going through something, it's hard to remember these things.
Yes. Honestly. Actually, before we continue, I want to dive a little bit deeper on that worth card here. Here, show me some more on the self-worth, please. On this idea of seeing our true worth. Show me some more, please. This advice here. Okay, Spirit's saying it's the right time here. This could actually have been something that like a lot of us put off, and I feel honestly I'm guilty of this too. Where it's like when it came to like starting up tarot and the wake up talk again, I keep coming back to this. It's like feeling like, you know what, it's not the right time. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. But like honestly, it's like there was a quote that I posted once where it was you can't wait. If you're waiting for someone to believe in you, you're going to be waiting forever. And I feel like that kind of applies in the sense that you have to be your own support team, honestly. Otherwise, you're going to fail. Because people won't support you if you don't support yourself. That's what I've learned. Yeah. You got to kind of like have to show people how to treat you.
You just got to dive in.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Spirit. Oh, okay. I didn't even have to ask the question. But wow, 2 cards signifying rebirth here. So I have new life and regeneration, which are both like cards of change, of growth, of starting a new chapter. So with this idea of like seeing our worth, it's this sense of like, okay, I know it's going to be very hard, or there's going to be challenges on the way here, but it's remembering that there's also going to be very beautiful moments. There is a big reward at the end of this journey here. I feel like for a lot of us, this journey has a lot to do with our craft, with our even our spirituality here, yes. But it's like continuing to remember that like I am going to be different than who I am today. This is just momentary. This is momentary. This is momentary. Like, because kind of teaches us to to use anxiety to our benefits in the sense that, like, if we're always thinking about the future and like, oh God, I'm scared, is this gonna happen, is this gonna happen, is this gonna happen, it's almost like, okay, right now this is very, like, what I'm going through currently is momentary, so I can think about, because I'm always in the future here when you're anxious, you can think about a better version in the future of what you're experiencing. Like, okay, right now really sucks, but let's imagine ourselves 2 months from now, consistently at the gym or consistently putting out episodes
Yeah,
here. That mindset here allows us to
exactly.
shift. See now, okay, and I'm understanding that you're worthy of receiving that moment will get you out of that current fog of, I can't do it. I don't know if I will make it. Okay, Spirit, say we take this advice, please. Show me the enhanced outcome. What is the enhanced outcome here? Okay, so this, like, feels like, honestly, this is like a reconnection with the emotional body here with this, to the sea, but coming out in the reverse here. Usually in this card in the upright, for me, it comes across as someone who's come out of their emotions and, like, they're heading forward regardless. But, with it being flipped here, it's coming across as, like, the emotions, kind of being used in a more positive way, in a more passionate way, almost. Like, let's say, something hurts us, and instead of falling into, like, a deep fog of, man, I'm hurt, I'm sad, I'm gonna give up. It's instead this place of, let me use this emotion and alchemize it into something productive here. Okay, I'm really sad right now. Let's take this as an opportunity to start journaling. I'm really angry right now. Let's take this anger and turn it into an opportunity to work out, to go for a run, to continue to work towards our goals, towards our success. It's like being able to take failure and alchemize it into some sort of positive change, or not positive change, but positive outcome. Do you ever get those days where you're like, okay, I do not want to go to the gym, and then but you still find yourself going? What is it that pushes you?
100%. I literally just force myself. Fake it till you make it, baby.
Okay.
Literally sometimes, or like if I'm upset or down about something, instead of using it to feel in these dark, deep moments, I use it to fuel my fire in a way and transfer that energy into something good. And it's hard. Again, like I said, you really do have to like force yourself sometimes, but when you're done, I never regret it. And I always just feel so good and so accomplished. And it's like, yeah, you pull yourself out of the low vibration or a lower energy and you turn it into something better. It's like at the end of the day, it's all about the choices you make, and we have the power.
Yes. Yeah. In the process of doing so, there's often like that little bit of turbulence from the low vibrational, oh, I don't want to do this, to the, wow, I'm enjoying this. But it's like once you get through those first 15 minutes, the first 5 minutes, the first 5 seconds, depending on what it is, you find yourself starting to enjoy it and being like, wow, I feel very rewarded for doing this. And I'm happy to hear that you celebrate yourself with that too. That is beautiful. Okay, Spirit, give me some more on this, these emotions being alchemized, please. Give me some more on the alchemization. Is that a word? Of these emotions? Okay, what is that? Okay, so, it could have been, in the past, with a lot of us, I feel like this could be, very, very relevant. But often, if people around us are envious or jealous, they will try to make you feel small, try to make you seem like you are not worthy of your goal, worthy of your task, or like you can't make it or something here. And it could have felt like oftentimes we were, like people who are good at whatever they're good at, or just good people, are victims of these type of like vampire and zombie-like energy. And now it's like coming out of that and like not allowing people to kind of affect you in that way. Let's say someone here is talking straight up shit on your name. It's like, okay, wow, thank you for the fame and thank you for letting me know that, like, you know, you're here boosting me, you're here supporting me. I'm going to help you. Like you said, this is going to help fuel me as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. A good example.
When people wrong me, that's what I do now.
Honestly,
like
that's the best way.
That negative energy that they're giving to me and use it to like do more good for myself.
Yes.
And there's so much power in that, and it's like reclaiming your power and your energy, like in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people like I feel like honestly, it's more so in recent years that I think I've seen this shift with people. But like in the earlier 2000s, yes, I was very young, but I was very intuitive. Still, it felt like many people were very susceptible to let's say someone says something negative to you, it's stuck. Like you take that as you,
Yeah.
now it's in you, you built up more of a wall, you built up more of a shell. It's kind of like those spiritual attacks is what I want to call them back then would really leave a harsher impact on people than they should have been. Whereas I feel people now with mindfulness and wellness are being able to hear like the sticks and stones little jingle here is actually coming into place. So we're like someone can shoot something negative at us and we're able to see, okay, that's just you coming from you. If it triggered me a little bit, now it's time for me to go and figure out, I'm going to take this moment as, okay, why does this trigger me? Let me go heal from it. Instead of, I made you, I'm going to come and fight. We're not doing that anymore. That is not a good look.
No, definitely not.
Spirit, show me the mind in the future. Okay, so... Oh, wow, we have a lot of cards that popped out here. So I feel like if you, it's almost coming across this energy of coming out of feeling stuck. Almost like there's more time coming towards us with this between the worlds in the reverse and this TikTok in the reverse. It's almost like, if there was feeling oh, I'm not going to make these goals, I'm getting older, I am literally just, I don't have the time to even build on these, it's changing. Once we can refocus our worth, refocus that we're able to achieve these things, it's okay, I'm going to stand in this positive energy instead of this pessimistic energy. It feels like I have all the time in the world because every day I live in the most fulfilled manner. With this exchanging gifts, I feel like this comes across as, the collective here kind of protecting their intuition, protecting their empathy, honestly. Still being around people with love with this breath card, but it's still this energy of let's say you are really good at picking up people's emotions. You walk into a college classroom, or you walk into a restaurant and there's a breakup at a table. Instead of being someone who sits there and is hurt the entire dinner, okay, you're like, oh my god, I can feel her pain, I feel it, I see it, I can see his trauma, oh my god. It's being able to be wow, there's a breakup over there, I'm going to continue my meal. Here's my food. Can you pass the salt? Yes. It's not my circus, not my monkeys kind of energy here. And it's honestly, and it's not in a guilty way. It's in this place of self-protection and also love for others because on this journey, you start to realize that you have to allow people to kind of go through things. As hard as it sounds and as bad as it sounds, it's let's say your best friend is going through...
That's how other people experience growth.
Exactly. Literally, exactly. That's a good way to put it. You need the people to grow in order to match your level. Because if you're not, if you're constantly pouring into people and you're not letting them grow themselves, they're just going to come back to you to be poured into.
And then you're just going to leave yourself empty. And how can you pour from an empty cup?
Exactly. I feel like that even applies for work situations, because there's been many times where I'm there trying to I haven't let's say it's a Sunday and I haven't prepped for my week. And I'm there, basically, feeling kind of bog smog. Monday starts. I don't have any meals prepped. I don't have an idea of what my schoolwork is for the day. I'm just oh my god, it's a hot mess. I can't pour into this week or into class, into rehearsal, into the wake-up talk because I haven't poured into me by prepping for these things, or to even get myself prepared, having my meals ready, having clothing ready, all of the above,
Yeah, 100%. Just like that TikTok. I gotta put me first, Lucius. I gotta put me first.
Yes.
Yeah, but actually, you just have to put yourself first sometimes and make sure that you are good before you can help anybody else.
Right, and I feel honestly, it's so... for me, sometimes it's really hard to do that without guilt for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
it's something that I'm still learning. Like, even especially as a reader now, there are times where, like, I've almost fallen for some very sappy stories where I'm like, I can't give in, as much as I want to, hold back.
Like, people will try to what?
Like, there's been situations where it's like I've offered tons of readings, like let's say someone does have like some sort of financial
Oh, okay. To
insecurity,
help
and I'm
them
like,
out.
okay, like, like you can do a reading by donation, like I'm still open to that. And then they'll like get kind of upset with me, like, no, like I just said I have a finance. I'm like, oh, you wanted a free reading? Oh no, that's not. No, I'm like, I'm offering, like, and I'm like, it's give and take
Yeah,
here,
like,
my
that's already
friend.
a huge discount, yeah.
um,
By being able to give what you can afford.
exactly.
Yeah.
But then I
But
feel
yeah,
guilty
I
because I'm
know,
like,
I feel
well, it
like
is
sometimes
talking to
also people
source.
will take advantage of your niceness sometimes too.
I believe that. Yeah, it was really hard for me to even set a lot of prices and set a lot of things with tarot, because I was like, I know it's helping people, but I also need to make sure I'm helping me too, And it was
You can
very difficult.
survive.
Yes, right. I need to
Make a
survive,
living, yeah.
exactly. Okay, so these three cards I have here
100%.
is basically Spirit saying to continue, like, to grasp back onto you with this let go in the reverse. It's like we could have, like, almost like that energy where we thought that quitting our goals, or like getting in this mindset of maybe I should just quit because like I'll feel better. Like, that energy wasn't necessarily you. Like, that's like almost like the mindsets of the other of the outside world, of you thinking, oh yeah, when something's hard you're supposed to quit it, right? No, that's not, like, that's just programming. Okay, we're overcoming this programming here, reconnecting with ourselves and our true desires. What is this here? Okay, so, and then I have without shame coming out in the reverse. So Spirit is saying, like, you could still have a little bit of shame, and we've been talking about this just now. Like, it feels kind of like guilty to almost like protect ourselves before helping others. But Spirit is saying, like, it's time to start learning to do that. Tons and tons of shame meditations on YouTube that I found helpful myself, that I would say to check out. There's like past traumas and stuff that, it's hard to work through, or if you don't have the access or
Yeah.
the funds to a therapist, YouTube meditations are helpful. And then I have Sinner or Gentleman in the reverse here. That's a very like aggressive card, I'll be honest. But when it comes out in the reverse, it kind of is very grounding, in the sense that, like, knowing who you are, instead of being confused between, am I a bad person, am I a good person, which one am I? I'm both. And there's nothing wrong with that, in the sense that, not to say I go out and do things maliciously, but some people are going to view me as a bad person because I am going to have to put myself first in some situations. You can't be the good guy in everyone's
100%.
story, There's a lot of people I
I
find who will, like, kind of, before pointing the finger at themselves, they will try anything to make it seem like you're the problem. And it's like, this journey
Yep.
here is teaching us to be wary of those types of energies, types of people.
And if you never put yourself first, if you're worried about what other people think, you'll never be happy.
So do you like being a guest host?
I love it.
Yeah, okay.
It's actually just like talking to like a friend
Right,
about like real life and spirituality, which is refreshing, because not a lot of people, I feel like, in life are open or honest or even think about things like this. So it's really nice.
I feel that. I feel like a lot of people are like, almost like, and this is, I hope I'm not like judged for this term, but like closeted spiritualist, where it's like, it's hard to come out and be fully within this mindset, because, a lot of people are quick to like say things like, oh, that's crazy, or that's this, or that's like a bunch of negativity around it, where it's like, why? Like, I'm doing positive for me and other people.
Yeah, that, and I feel like in this day and age, people are so concerned more with material things that they don't even think about spiritual things and like bringing it up. Some people don't even know how to talk about it. They don't even have opinions on things because they just don't even think about it.
Yeah, I feel like that's also one of the challenges we have here with this digital era that's kind of starting, where if there are generations of people who are born directly into this digital era, because you and I, at least we had half and half, I want to say, or like a mix.
Yeah.
Or like we saw the progression, for like from, less to more to a lot, I want to say, in terms of like technology, social medias and whatnot. But children and whatnot who are born directly in it do run the risk of never having that connection to the earth. It's always going to be like, yes, a connection to energies, but artificially programmed ones, if that makes sense. Ooh, it's going to be very dangerous world. That's why hopefully we can wake up their parents from now, with talks like this.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay, so the fairies are saying divination here. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. This whole situation here, I feel like our viewers here for the first episode are going to be like, yeah, I know this, but like I've been putting it off, with that card here. Connect to your guys' sources here. Listen to your spirit guides. A lot of my the readings that I do with people, the personal readings, they were like, yeah, I knew that, and I'm like, well, like I was just here supposed to tell, like, remind you, don't be mad at me, like, I wasn't gonna tell you you're gonna win $1 million. We're gonna say that there's still childhood trauma here. Okay, I thought that card flipped there. Okay, thank you, fairies. Okay, hidden depths. Something hidden is about to come to light. Perhaps a secret memory at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we can become free. That's very lovely to see. And I believe that, honestly. Like, I feel like that also has to go with that whole idea of accepting things without shame and moving forward without shame. Because shame blocks acceptance, I want to say, and blocks truth, blocks so many things that could be very helpful and important to our growth here. With this hidden depths, it's almost coming across like if our viewers here are into meditation, here are into some sort of like mind gazing, we've been talking about that a lot, like meditations on YouTube even, there is a hidden truth or some sort of memory that may come back towards you. So if that does resonate with you, comment, because I'm very curious. Let's get another fairy card here. Protection. The fairies of protection are shielding you with a magical fairy ring of love and light. Practice psychic protection before embracing upon any spiritual work. I like this card, to be honest, because like as we're talking, as I was just saying, you might get into meditations and whatnot. This is a reminder to be protected before you go into these types of realms. We want to protect the mind. We don't want to accidentally fall into some sort of rabbit hole and just find ourselves becoming depressed instead of more joyful and blissful here. With this protection, there's multiple ways. You could literally ask your spirit guides and ancestors to protect you while you're doing it. You can make sure you're grounded. Imagine some roots flowing from your feet into the ground. What are other ways to make sure you're protected? You can, if you're into creating energy balls, you can make an energy ball around you. There's lots of different ways, symbols, where's the best way to point it? Can we see it that way? I have this little evil eye. There we go. Behind me here. That's another way here, but like make sure you're protected before you're doing any spiritual work. Please. Are you into like any meditations, any sort of visualizations, astral travel?
Not astral travel. That scares me.
You have to do it protected. You gotta make sure you're
exactly,
protected.
100%. I've unintentionally done it or like had it happen to me or experienced it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was kind of scary. No, I'm more. Yeah, I definitely visualize. I do meditate. I like pray, and like will just try to give myself solitude, because I feel like a lot of times we don't give ourselves enough of that. We're so consumed with like our phones or TV or just like noise. And sometimes in those like still quiet moments, that's when we really get the most work done with ourselves too.
It's like in those quiet moments, in those still moments, that's when the clarity actually, we can feel it comes through again, and we're like, oh dang, that's what I needed to do, or like that's what I wanted to do.
And just like you said, though, like you can easily get caught in a rabbit hole where you're overconsumed by your thoughts or your failures or whatever it might be. But yeah, definitely going into it, feeling protected will definitely help which I'll usually just like pray, ask the universe to help me, ask God to help me, whatever you believe.
Exactly, your higher power. Exactly. I find that like that's why even a talk show like this is helpful for those types of situations, just because it's like we may like have a wild experience like that and not have anywhere to like validate it, because it's really scary at the beginning of your journey when you start seeing spirits, hearing spirits, going astral travel, all of these things, and you're like, what the hell? Like, how do I validate this by myself? Like, I have to validate a voice that I'm hearing from another voice that I'm hearing in my head. Like, that is not enough substance here. And then it's like having external sources as well. Not to say to become dependent on these, but having external places, communities, and groups where you can kind of mingle and talk about these experiences, I think really help avoid people from teetering into the, what is the best way to, like, mentally ill space instead of like the spiritual space, because I do find that like they're like a double-edged sword sometimes. Like oftentimes brain scans of shamans are the same as schizophrenic patients, you know? Should be really careful. These are some controversial topics I'm talking on here. All you see is YouTube and Twitch removed, and I'm like, oh my god! They're onto me. I don't know who they are, but they are onto me. They, yes. Okay, let's get a few topics here that our viewers can take away from this current energies read, from this discussion. Okay. So the first thing here, So the first thing here is things that are not true. So Spirit is saying to start to go within the mind here and to rid yourself of any negative, like speaking patterns, or just kind of like it's coming across as like your false voice here, like the one who tells you you're not able to reach your goals, the person who tells you, you're not worthy of that love or worthy of that situation. It's Spirit saying to stop focusing on that, because it's not true. It's lies. It's phony. Things that can get easily out of control here. That's really interesting, because it's like Spirit saying, yes, if you're going to start practicing spirituality, be very safe. Ease into her. Don't just, I'm going to go and try to meditate and hop to some 10th dimension and then meet this person, and then you come back and you're like, I am scared. Don't, things that are out of style and things that are so last year came back to back. So it's honestly like ridding yourself. It keeps coming up as like this old thinking pattern, this like old way of doing things. It's time for the new here. Even if like you had a bad connotation towards spiritual growth and higher powers, the universe, all of the above, Spirit is saying it's time for a shift to allow yourself to like grow in a more productive mindset. Things that could cause the world to end. Okay, so that could be it. A lot of people here could be very afraid of like some sort of catastrophic, and I feel like don't take offense, but this is giving me like almost like Christian discourse, but like in the sense like some fear of some big catastrophic ending. Whereas if that is you who's viewing here, I will say from my experience, a nice reminder is that like, sure, a big catastrophic ending like that could be possible. Sure. But part of spirituality here is balancing out light and dark on Earth. So instead of fearing something like that for happening, try to imagine something positive instead. That Earth continuing, a better, the future constantly shifting into better here. Keep trying to realign your thoughts with the better vibration for the planet here. Because each of us doing that helps manifest the greater goal. Things you were wrong about, things you could have done differently if you were. So Spirit's saying like, welcoming spirituality into your life, if you're into it, it's going to help you basically start to understand your wrongs, the things that you kind of, like also the things that you maybe, like not failing. Oh, that's not a good word. The things that you find yourself being like, I'm not good at that. I'm not good at that. Kind of going in a more positive route and still easing yourself into your goals allows for better outcomes, better mindsets about your progressions here. Very lovely. So Tiffany, anything else before we close out here from you, our friend?
I guess just to remember that as long as you like set yourself up with like good intentions and love and light, usually things will go the way they're supposed to.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah,
Very
just
much
not
agree.
afraid to always persevere. Yeah.
Yes. And then if something doesn't go the way that we want it to, it wasn't meant for us. Trying to learning to let go of things
Exactly.
quicker and move on to what is that life of harmony, balance.
And acceptance and yeah, adaptability and yeah, just knowing that what's for you will be for you and what's not won't. And
Yeah,
yeah,
literally.
I think that's important to remember too.
Okay, very much agreed. Okay, so thank you for joining us today, Tiffany.
Thank you for having me. I'll talk to you hopefully again.
Yes, we will have you back. Yes, thank you again. Have a lovely day, Tiffany. Okay. Wow. So there's our current energies for today. It looks like, continue to persevere forward is like the main focus here. Some help with that would be through seeing your self-worth, allowing yourself to imagine this rebirth, this shift, this better cycle for you, is what I'm getting here, my friends. Thank you very much for tuning into our first episode of the Wake Up Talk. Hopefully, if you're interested, you can come and join and be one of our guest hosts here. Bye, guys, and see you next week. Or I actually don't know the frequency yet, so don't hold me to that. See you very soon.